Hi, I'm Adonal Foyle here with Beatrice Rudney, and I have to tell you, we call her B or Mama. And I've been knowing B in her young days in the 90s. Now she's 102. So we've been hanging out for a very long time. And the coolest thing ever, right? B decided at 102 that she's going to write a book. And she wrote the most extraordinary book. It's called The Neighbor Who Always Waved, How B. Rudney Became Everyone's Mom. And I just thought that was such an amazing thing at this stage in life. So I wanted to come and talk to B and just really, we've been doing this for a very long time. We drink scotch. We are very sophisticated people, and we tell naughty stories, and we clearly write books together. So V and I have journeyed a very long time, and I just thought it would be a really awesome thing to come talk to her as she's writing a book at 102. What are you doing with yourself, people? So be welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I guess, one of the things that getting to know you over the years, I have been really moved by the role that gratitude has always played in your life. I wonder if you might just talk about why is gratitude such an essential part of your life?
Uh, First of all, it takes less energy to be nice than to be mean. So it's saving energy. And, and then you learn about other people when when you approach people with I rather than threatening you. And I am grateful.
Mm-hmm.
And grateful for good health, for a wonderful family and beautiful friends, and to be in my own home.
For 70 years.
I have a great deal to be thankful for.
Amazing. Um, you were born in 1923. So talk about when you think about the moments that you have experienced in terms of what shape who you are. What would you say is the thing, whether it's the Great Depression, whether it's all of the things you have experienced? What event had more impact on you than anything else?
I think maybe being the middle of three girls, and they were very combative with each other, and I learned to be quiet and unnoticeable so that I wouldn't be part of their anger toward each other. And I don't know how it happened,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe you're born with a certain personality
Ah.
or a tendency
Mm-hmm.
toward it, and then it develops
Mm-hmm.
with circumstance.
One of the things I know, if you were a nurse for the largest part of your life, and one of the things that has been for me very frustrating is I think in many ways you have got a chance to live through what the polio epidemic had and the population, and then you got a chance to live through what COVID, did to a lot of people's lives. Talk about as a nurse, how you look at what I think that we have done as a country. I think we have made a lot of progress in the medical field. So talk about when you see today that more kids, less and less kids are getting vaccine, for measles and stuff. As a nurse, how do you hear that?
Disappointing. I cannot believe it. And the scientific knowledge is there, and it's just impossible to believe that we're regressing as we are now. I'm very disappointed, and I'm working with a small group, and we do what we can in
Mm-hmm.
our own area.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, well, two of them are physicians, retired, and they go into West Oakland, and they take lunch up 3 flights of stairs to elderly who aren't able to walk, and come down, and just small acts of kindness. Close to home. We can't change the world, but I think it spreads.
One of the things you talked about, it was earlier on that your family lost the butcher shop during the Great Depression. And I wonder if you would talk about, when it comes to uncertainty, money, a community, what lessons did the family take away from, from that loss?
Well, the depression was very severe, and my dad and my mother's brother were butchers, and they owned a shop together, and they lost everything in the stock market crash. and then they took any job that they could get. It was a very difficult time, and I was still under 10, so I know about it from hearing about it, but it was a very difficult time.
You in the book you talk about that kindness is part of your DNA, and I wonder, like, why did kindness played such a role in your life? Where did that start? Like, was that your mom? Was that just something you kind of took on after having kids? Talk about the role of kindness in your life.
I don't know. It just seemed to be part of the way I reacted to people, and I tried to not to just tell people you're a damn fool, but say I feel rather than put it on you, because as soon as you say you, people close up. And I don't know how it started or when. Maybe because when my sisters were arguing, I didn't want to be noticed, and so I was more of a bookworm when I was in school. It was just more comfortable.
Yeah.
It took less energy to be easy going than to be angry all the time.
I like that. I like that a lot. You worked at the Newport News Hospital during the Korean War, and you talked a little bit in the book about, seeing racial segregation and how that affected you. I wonder if you might talk a little bit about that.
Well, I would guess I was here during the Korean War, and I worked at Kaiser, and I really appreciated Kaiser because we didn't exclude people, and Oakland is so rich in various cultures, so I really loved working there for that reason, and I would not have liked working in Walnut Creek, for example, but I felt very fortunate. And then I had a nice variety. I worked in the clinic at Kaiser, and then I worked on the faculty of the School of Nursing that they had. And then when the school closed, I worked at their home health department
Yeah.
where our nurses and aides went out to the homes.
Yes. That was revolutionary back then when started going into the homes, and that was new.
It was new, and I would meet with discharge planners in the hospital to see if the patients were appropriate for our care,
Mm-hmm.
and then assign them to our staff. So I had an interesting career.
Yes, you do.
Side nursing, and then uh, home health and community,
Mm-hmm.
and at the school,
Mm-hmm.
I worked with students, and I enjoyed that
Mm-hmm.
age.
That's awesome.
The 19-year-old,
Yeah.
and they're really only children still, and
Indeed.
that's a lot of responsibility for a child
Mhm.
to take.
You one of the things you talk about is that you like to hear a person's point of view. How did that come about? I mean, it's such a simple but an affirmative way to tell people what you think of them. When you say, I wanna hear from you." Why do you think that's important?
Well, because if you say you, immediately people close up.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take it onto yourself,
Mm-hmm.
then they don't feel threatened. I think maybe that's the reason.
Mm-hmm. So one of the things that I think we bonded over, one of the things that I think me and you share is a ridiculous curiosity about the world. Um,
And ability to laugh.
an ability to laugh, definitely. But your curiosity, I think probably at the age of 100 took you to the Galapagos Islands. I mean, talk about like your belief in curiosity and why do you think it's so central to a good life? Being curious.
Well, because that's what there is out there. And so many people miss the little things. And, uh, and so I don't know, you don't often think about why you're thinking about what you're thinking.
You're known as the neighbor who waves at people. I just think that I think that that is such a cool thing because it's one of the things that coming from the Caribbean, we always wave. It was one of those things that we do, and it's such a simple gesture. But talk about why, waving to someone, may change their day in a way. Talk about what you think that's important to do.
Well, it changes my day. It enriches me, and getting to know people. And uh, we had when my boys were growing up, we had 50 kids in the neighborhood. There were big families, 4 and 5 and 7, and it was a wonderful place and many empty lots. So they would go out in the morning, and wherever they were, that's where they had lunch. And was it like that where you?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I feel like in the island, it's like everybody was like, we didn't have much. So it's like everybody wanted to make sure that everybody was okay. That's the way I felt growing up in a little bit. Um, so one of the things that you were married to Stan, you and Stan were married for almost over 70 years. Talk about your relationship with your husband and what that was like.
Uh, well, I met him. I knew his sister. I lived in Connecticut, and they lived in New Jersey. But he went to sea in his the summer of junior high school, and then when he graduated, he went to sea, and he had a neighbor who owned part of a steamship company. So he went from New York to Florida and back, and then he went to Bermuda and that area, and then the summer of his junior year, and then after he graduated from high school, he went to sea, a British steamship company, and went to Australia, New Zealand, and he went through the Panama Canal, but sometimes he did go all the way down around South America, and then.
Was he funny? Your husband? How was that? Was he funny?
He wasn't funny. He was unhappy, and that was sad to see. And so I kept a calm environment with him, and with 3 boys, that's not often easy. But he, because I was calm and kind, it's what he needed. And so he was happy, I think, in our marriage.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he had 1 year of college before the war. And then when we came here, we got married in the East and came out here because he had loaded and unloaded ships for the military. And he'd been offered some jobs, but there was a long strike in the steamship business, so he went back to college.
Right.
And he went to Berkeley and got his degree, and then he got an MBA at Golden Gate University. And then he did accounting for a couple of firms, and then the longest job was at KQED.
Oh, really?
Where he said he was the most creative person there because he got paychecks out every 2 weeks. That was tough.
Of course.
It still is.
The paychecks.
And mine on asking for money. And so he just never found the place he wanted for himself.
That's amazing.
But very handy. He did most of the building.
Oh, really? He was very handy.
Landscaping. And together we poured the concrete out there and the bricks on the patio. And that's what he loved doing.
So when Bea was a little bit of a whippersnapper at 100, I wrote her a poem, and it's called Bea Rudney 100. And I see a face that tells the story of who we were and who we can become. A storyteller marching through the decades with the curiosity of an explorer. I am in love with a centenarian, drinking scotch that will make mortal man consume with palates of a connoisseur. The historian living with history. My eyes are seeing the dawning of a nation and stand as guardian of history. Mama Bea, I stand in the glare of your love. I stand humbled by the memories sailing through a grateful mind. We enjoy a century of amazing memories and whispers echoes of a past not gone, but lived in you. You have inspired and cared for a generation of people who dare to cross your path and who will forever be changed by the unity of fate. The ultimate measure of who we are is reflected by all who show up to celebrate with us. Mama B, I celebrate you. I dance with you. I celebrate you on this special occasion. You stole my heart, and I am forever carry your friendship and love in the days and years ahead. What other horizon will all await for the next 100 years of adventure and mischief? From the first time we met, I knew you will always be my forever love. Happy birthday, my love, and may you live to see many more.
Thank you. I remember
Oh,
when I
yeah.
first met you,
Uh-huh.
and I told you I'd been in New York, and my son's friend had a party, and the Knicks were there. And you said to me, "What did you think of him?" I said, "I don't know. I only saw his belt buckle." So you know what you did? You bent down and gave me a hug and a kiss.
I did. I did.
I'd forgotten who it was. You didn't like him anyway. And so my son's friend had a party up in one of the high rises in New York City, and a varied group of people were there, and the Knicks, several Knicks were there.
Too good. So, for you silly people out there, B and I have a very, very good tradition. And today, we're trying a little something, just something simple, a little 18-year-old, nothing too crazy. We don't want to get in too much trouble. So, we always end our time with a little scotch or a single malt.
Love to you, my dear.
Love you.
And your beautiful family.
Oh, thank you so
I've
much.
watched that happen.
Yes,
That's
indeed.
been my joy.
Yes, to the babies.